What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Big Dumb Monsters. I am Chris.
And I am Nick.
And this week we are talking the 1990 Monster Fest Nightbreed. I almost forgot the name of the movie that we just talked about for an hour and 15 minutes.
That's a situation that we need to avoid.
Yeah, it's late night on Sunday, folks. Give me a break. But we absolutely enjoyed this movie. Practical
warts
effects.
and all.
Yeah, warts and all. It's not a perfect movie, but practical effects will always have a near and dear place in my heart.
Absolutely. If you throw makeup on a person and make it look like a fun monster, I'm down.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever else is happening in this movie.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll get right into it. Here comes us talking about Nightbreed by Clive Barker.
Enjoy the show. Are you ready, kids?
Are you talking to me or your actual kids?
You.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Let me just double check. Still recording. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, it's super cool, right?
Yeah, this is one of those movies, I knew I was going to love this movie. It's just one of those things, even though I've never seen it, it's just I know I'm going to love this. I don't know why I haven't seen it up until now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is, I really fucking love this movie.
I also love this movie. I remember the plot being a little more cohesive.
Yeah.
In my memories, but I mean, it still holds up. I think it's just a fun twist on a monster movie.
Yeah. We're talking Clive Barker's 1990 just all out monster that you can't even pin down a monster to talk about because there's just so many different types of monsters.
Yeah.
Monster Fest, Nightbreed. I just am still in shock that I have not seen this movie up until today.
That's it's kind of weird. Well, I mean, you're not a super huge Clive Barker guy, though, are you?
Not really. I mean, I've seen Lord of Illusions. I have to watch again now for sure.
Oh, I watched it the other night. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, because I remember not liking it when I saw it.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's because I saw it around the same time as The Prestige came out. So I was comparing it to that.
You can't. They're way different.
Yeah. The Prestige, also a fucking awesome movie.
Sure is.
But yeah, this I think is by far my favorite Clive Barker movie.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, this movie
statement.
for sure has its flaws.
You like this more than Candyman?
I might.
Or are we going ones that Clive Barker directed?
Well, about that, you hear the name Clive Barker, you think he's directed a ton of movies. He's only directed 3 full-length movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, he writes and produces a lot, though.
Yeah, he's written a shitload of movies that you've seen and loved.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized I started setting up the synopsis and then got away from it. As is customary with our podcast, we just break format immediately.
We can't be tied down.
But to describe this movie, I recently I saw an article that described it as the most Isley of the most Isley Cantina of monster movies. And I totally get that reference now.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
That's a very fair assessment.
It's about Aaron Boone, not the baseball player. 90s ne'er-do-well. He's not even again, I'm straying already.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Boone.
The only thing wrong with him is his ability to pick psychiatrists.
Yeah.
Because the psychiatrist basically tells him, like, oh, by the way, you're a serial killer. Even though you have no memory of doing it, you've killed like 6 families. Long story short, Aaron kind of goes on the run and ends up finding out, like, well, not even finding out, he becomes a monster through the bite that he gets in the cemetery, correct?
It's that, yeah, coupled with it was the bite and then the fact that he was killed.
Yeah.
And then he comes back. So it's almost like a vampire-y kind of thing.
Yeah. It is like very vampire kind of rules, but like not your typical vampire looks.
But it's weird because it's like a destiny thing for him to go to Midian and become a monster because they have that prophecy, but then also he's having these dreams about these monsters and visiting Midian, which is this like kind of abandoned cemetery with like a city under it where all these monsters live.
Yeah, this movie is also
super cool idea.
Very much cool. Like a mashup of like Monsters Inc. and I'm trying to think of what's the Kevin Dances with Wolves, like where he kind of becomes like it becomes like one of the natives.
It's like so instead of like white savior, he's like a mortal savior, I guess.
That typical living savior bullshit they always lay on us.
Natural, or is that what
naturals? They call them. Yeah. You're a natural.
Yeah.
So well, Aaron gets framed for this like series of murders. That is spoilers. His psychiatrist is actually carrying out. It's not really a spoiler because you can immediately tell that dude's a psycho.
Yeah. Well, it's David Cronenberg.
Yeah,
what do you want?
I was gonna say, knowing who it is, like in real life, like it does not surprise me.
I need to tell you though, that mask that he wears, coupled with that knife that they give him, so good.
Yeah, I really like. You see the mask like within the first like 10 minutes of the movie. You see him killing like a family, and the mask like it almost looks like a real life version of like a character from Coraline, like where it's got the button eyes and like it's got the fucked up mouth, the zipper mouth.
Yep. He looks like a member of Slipknot.
Yes. Yeah. You'd see him holding a bass like in the background, like some.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got that like burlap sack texture to it. The buttons on the eyes, everything's twisted. Like the mouth is off to one side.
Yeah,
it's got a zipper mouth, so it's got that like kind of BDSM flair to it. It's just really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just that's a great design.
Just one of like many great like monster looks in this movie. Like,
yeah,
once he gets to Midian, I mean, there's almost like you see like there's no repeats of monsters, but you see like different like types of monsters. Like there's definitely two. There's like a male and a female like reptilian. They're the same like type of monster, but they're like different colors. They both have like the bug eyes.
There's flavors.
Yeah.
There's the ones that are they look like malformed humans. There's ones that look kind of like devils. There's ones that, like you were saying, are reptilian.
Yeah.
There's ones that are very animalistic. Some that just look like humans.
There was one lady who just had like fingers growing out of her chin.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's the one dude who looks like he look like being an accountant, but he's dressed like Maui from Moana for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what his monster like thing was supposed to be. Like he was carrying a dog with him too most of the time.
Yep. Yeah. He was just a monster. He was just accepted by the others in Midian.
These are yoga monsters.
I gotta tell you though, like trying to keep the story and the plot like straight through this movie is kind of difficult. Yeah.
I feel like there's a longer cut of this movie that would probably
there is a Cabal cut, which is like all the shit that was taken out. So it's basically the director's cut.
Yeah.
I don't know how much was added to it or if that's the version I saw. I can't really speak on that. 'Cause I didn't see it mentioned in the streaming that I watched that it was a director's cut.
Yeah, I just searched for Nightbreed. I didn't realize there's like a different title for it.
Yeah, so I know there's one that exists. I don't know if that's the one we saw.
Yeah, I watched it on Peacock, so I doubt it.
I also watched it on Peacock.
The only reason is like it was available nowhere without commercials, and Peacock just jams all the commercials up front and then leaves you alone for the whole movie.
Yep, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But
this movie is wild.
So I was gonna say the creature effects in this movie are like top notch. This is 1990, so this is like on the very like this is just before like CGI starts to take over.
Yeah, design wise, I am absolutely on board with you. I feel like there could have been a little more quality to the like some of the sculpts and some of the color choices.
Yeah, like there's definitely like the monsters are varying quality for sure.
Yeah, but you also have to figure like the way he lit a lot of this stuff and the way everything plays out. It's not a horror movie. Like this is a fantasy movie.
Yes,
like this is like almost like an action adventure fantasy movie with a like a really dark overtone to it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking this is very like Hellboyish. Like I could see this being a Hellboy story.
Yeah, Hellboy. It's got a little bit of that like so once you're in Midian and stuff like that, you've got some of that like labyrinth feel.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other thing like as good as this was, like could you imagine like Clive Barker and Jim Henson present Nightbreed?
Oh my god.
That would be mind-blowing.
I think we would feel like we were on all that LSD that Boone was taking. This isn't lithium. This is lab strength hallucinogens.
That's right.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I forgot that it was actually just a fun movie.
Yeah, for sure. Like I could see this like again, I don't know how I dodged this movie for so long. Like I could see myself like 100% watching this like on a Saturday afternoon in like the late 90s or something, like on a cable channel or a broadcast channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I dug this movie so much.
There's a lot to unpack in it. Like it's very deep if you want it to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We started talking about this when we started talking about like the director's cut. Like, like they kind of go places and then just kind of stop. There's a whole like side story about Aaron being Cabal, which they really don't even like get to until the end, like the very end of the movie. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, you're Cabal.
Yep, that's you. You're the boss now.
Yeah,
you're taking over where Lyle was leaving off.
This is the I got it playing the weird caveman song.
Weird caveman song.
Yeah, when right at the beginning he goes to a bar, and his girlfriend there is singing, and the song she's singing is I Want a Caveman.
Yep. Yeah, that kind of seemed unnecessary, that whole scene, but whatever.
It's just another thing like they're trying to jam in there, like another like, oh, she's a rock singer. Like,
yeah. Yep. Sorry, I have the movie going too, and I just zoned out for a second. Like, oh, he's about to get hit by a truck.
Oh, that's right. He gets hit by a truck and is like barely scratched. Like he wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah, it must have just clipped him. Yeah, because that's where he finds out that his lithium is actually LSD.
LSD, yeah. His psychiatrist, who has the most 80s office ever.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like peak 80s.
The bubbly water wall.
Yeah. Yeah, the red like plastic phone with like the black the black like receiver.
Yeah, the only way it would have been more 80s is if it was one of those clear plastic phones.
Yeah, with like the neon bar going through it.
Fuck.
Yeah. Fucking David Cronenberg, man.
Yeah. I totally forgot he was in it, and then I saw his name in the title. I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it until I saw the credits. I didn't even see it in the beginning, like title, in the opening credits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like I just watched it, like this psychiatrist is a fucking psycho. Like, who is this dude? It's David Cronenberg. This is a post-Fly David Cronenberg.
Yeah. Yeah, for anybody that's wondering who the fuck we're talking about, David Cronenberg is the king of body horror movies. Like it's unparalleled what his career has done for body horror.
Movies featuring like uncomfortable technology.
Yeah. So yeah, well, he's got The Fly, Videodrome,
Existenz with the like the controllers with the skin on them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just his bag, man. Like that, he loves doing that kind of shit, and he's so good at it.
Yeah,
he's just got that eye for like, this is gonna make you the most uncomfortable, so I'm gonna fill it with this. Which I don't know if he maybe worked with Clive Barker on some of that stuff in this movie or not, but I feel like he might have had a little bit of a hand in there.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't see how he couldn't have, like, being on set.
And that's the thing. Like, if I'm a director making a movie and I have David Cronenberg in it, and I'm making a movie that's got some uncomfortable things in it, I am 100% gonna ask his advice on stuff.
Oi, Davey, what you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that I didn't really jive with. Like the kind of disjointed story was one of them. The fact that he just kind of accepts the fact that he's a killer and doesn't really remember any of it or do any kind of investigation.
Oh yeah, Aaron's totally a fucking doofus.
Yeah, he just falls for it.
He just okay. If you say I'm a serial killer, I guess I'm a serial killer.
Yeah. And it's stupid. It's just stupid things like that. But I mean, movie quality wise, totally fine. Certain sets look kind of weird, but I think that's because he was going for that like more whimsical look instead of like just super dark horror.
Yeah, they're like well, this is like the same kind of category. Like there's I noticed like some of the backgrounds were like the old style, like painted backgrounds, which I think like fit this movie pretty good because like it seems kind of eerie,
Yeah.
There's one scene I think when he's driving to Midian, like every shot of Midian is like a car driving up to a painted like background, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you know what's another thing that was fucking weird that I didn't understand was when the opening credit for the word Nightbreed comes up. Yes. And it's got the shots from the movie in it.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that because
it was cool but weird.
Yeah, it reminds me of how again, if you were watching this on TV, like on like broadcast cable or whatever, it would have like that, like the act breaks would be like Nightbreed will return in a moment, and like you'd see that like with like scenes from the movie like scrolling by.
Yeah. I miss those days.
I do. I really do. Like,
remember when TV was awesome?
Yeah, there was just something about like, I mean, they're all like movies I'd seen like 1,000 times before. They're all movies I'd seen unedited. But there's just something about like catching a movie like on TV, like maybe like a couple of like minutes into it, or like maybe like halfway through.
Yeah.
There's just something about that that's just really enjoyable.
Just on a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Just
perfect movie time.
I don't know why, because like there's a million things you could be doing with your weekend, but planting your ass in front of the TV and flipping over to TNT or TBS or USA or whatever, like those were like the hot channels for movies because they, for whatever reason, were like the edgiest channels at the time.
Well, I remember also this is gonna date myself with this one, but like we used to get WPIX from New York and WSBK from Boston. So they always had like movies on, on Saturday afternoons.
Yeah.
And they were always like movies exactly like this. Like this would be the perfect genre, like kind of actiony, kind of fantasy, kind of horror.
Like there's a good mix in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
You know what? I really don't have anything like super negative or super positive to say about it. Like it's just enjoyable. Like I'm not completely over the moon with it, but I enjoyed it a lot, and it's hard for me to like really kind of cherry pick things out of it that I really like or that I really didn't like, because it's one of those movies where you have just the total package of the movie, like, so once you start really dissecting it, you're breaking it into too many things, and it's hard to digest like one single part of the movie.
Yeah. Once you start like kind of picking at the flaws, like it's gonna unravel. So you know what? Just leave it alone and enjoy it. Like it's a fun ride.
Yeah. Yeah. There's cool ass monsters. The acting is decent. It's nothing amazing, but it absolutely gets the job done. David Cronenberg is not the strongest actor. Like he plays that character a little too obvious.
Yeah, a little too on the nose. Like this dude's clearly like a killer of some sort.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Like maybe that's what Clive wanted out of him. But yeah, like I think there wasn't enough mystery with that character, and it just set it up to exactly who he is almost immediately.
Whoops! I almost just knocked my mic stand over.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. It's now totally off balance. So let me wrestle with this for a moment.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a delicate game, this podcasting thing. There's another like painted back. I'm a sucker for that shot. Like it's where he first walks into Midian, and it's just
I think we are watching the movie at exactly the same point.
Pretty much, because you mentioned the truck thing.
I just saw that too.
Yeah, the truck thing came up.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, we are remotely recording once again.
Yeah, we are not in studio for this one.
Scheduling conflict.
The look of Midian is pretty cool too. Like the cemetery has all these cool like statues and like goblins and gargoyles.
Yeah, it's very gothic.
Yeah, and then you get to the underground city, which is like I have to say, like I think it's in Hellboy 2 is the one where they go to like the underground city, or is it the first one?
That's the second one.
Yeah.
Where like under the bridge in New York.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
I feel like that was kind of influenced by this movie.
It could have been.
Yeah,
definitely could have been. But yeah, like the first time you see Midian and he's walking around and it's got that like half lit kind of thing going on, it looks like just the look of it is almost like a 70s 80s like sword and sorcery flick. Like it could almost be something out of like Crawl,
Yeah, I really feel like Hellboy 2 is like influenced by this movie a lot. Both of the Hellboys actually, like, I feel like are influenced by this.
I could see that. Like I'm not sure, but I imagine Guillermo del Toro likes Clive Barker.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah. I know he absolutely adores H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, I know he's like a big fan of like Universal monsters, like Frankenstein specifically too.
Yeah. So I don't think it would be a stretch to say he has at least seen this movie. Man, I love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Oh man, this has got to be going back like almost. It's got to be more than 10 years, because this is probably like right around like when the Marvel Universe was starting. Like he was gonna do a Hulk show, and like it was on for like a minute, and then they just like no.
Really?
Yeah, and it was gonna be like practical effects too, like for the Hulk.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Oh, but yeah, no, we did not get that, unfortunately.
No, we never get the things we want.
Yeah, they're really cool. Like Edgar Wright's Ant-Man, damn it.
How far into that did he get, or did he just have his name attached to it for a hot minute?
I think like he might have left after filming started. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am almost certain on that, or like very close to it at the least. As I know, like some of the elements are in the movie, but like it definitely changed when Peyton Reed took over.
Yeah,
but that's a different podcast.
that's one we'll never do.
Yeah.
Because you know what I don't really enjoy? Marvel superhero movies.
I will refuse to comment on that.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, yeah, I'm in that same spot you were mentioning before. Like, there's not really much else to say. Like, this was fun. I love it. I regret not seeing it before. But there are flaws that were like endemic to the 80s and like early 90s in this movie.
Oh yeah. Like there's certain things you just can't work around.
Yeah.
That just kind of needed to happen. But yeah, man. So you got to throw down a rating. 1 through 10. Where are you falling?
I am gonna go. I'm gonna go between like an 8 and 8.5. Like. Just because they're like I'm really hyped up because this is the first time I've seen it. Like actually, this is like 1.5 now that we're like almost halfway through.
Yeah,
and like I regret not seeing this a whole lot earlier. But like I said, it's not a perfect movie by far.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it definitely knocks it down a few points.
I'm probably standing pretty strong at like a 7.
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty close.
Yeah, this really plays.
And I think for the same exact reasons too. It's a super fun movie. It's got a lot of that kind of niche content that I really like. Like the monsters are super fucking weird.
Yeah.
The story is super fucking strange. But it's not strange for the sake of being strange.
Yes.
Which I know that you don't like.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, this is weird,
So,
but like it explains why it's weird.
Yeah, the weirdness is relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this just plays to my like personal like kind of preferences as far as like monster movies. That's why I like it, better than like some of the his other movies. Like, just that's why I think I'm rating it so high.
Yeah.
I'm kind of psyched to see what they would do with this remake that they're working on, the series.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, Clive Barker's involved. I believe he's writing it. So it's in good hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, so was Rawhead Rex. And that wasn't very good. Have you ever seen that shit show?
I have not. I think it's on Prime right now. I have not seen it.
Baby. We'll have to do that one too.
Put it on the list.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Oh, by the way, tonight's podcast brought to you by Labatt Blue.
I am not drinking for this one.
No? Stone Cold sober?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Sure.
What are you, a cop?
Excuse me, officer.
Yeah, let's move on to the trivia section of the show.
Absolutely.
Not to bother you with trivia.
I used to think they were kind of trivial.
It's so weird. Like, I feel like we're out of the flow that we're not in the studio anymore. But
it is kind of weird. Yeah, like we're yeah.
It's going all right. It's like the good old days.
Getting back to our roots.
Yeah. I'm going back to my roots. So, in the Bible, Midian was the land in which Moses lives for 40 years in self-imposed exile. It was in Midian that God appeared to Moses as the burning bush, telling him to go back to Egypt to free the Israelites.
All right.
Yeah. So, I don't know how familiar you are with Clive Barker's writing, but he does do a lot of biblical references and historic references and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe wholeheartedly that he knew exactly what he was naming this place after, because it's like a sanctuary for the Nightbreed.
Yeah. It's where
yeah.
it's their own self-imposed exile, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, to get away from the humans that were torturing them. And by the way, that scene where they're showing all the Nightbreed being killed by all the BDSM characters and the Klansmen, it was weird, and I loved it. It's just like the imagery of that was just like really unsettling, and it reminded me of I can't remember. It's just like some really like dark, crazy paintings that I've seen over time, and it's just like it hits that like weird scale, but it's still kind of believable.
I just got distracted because one of the scenes in this movie that like definitely contributes to me taking it down some points. Actually, I'm going firm on the 8 on this one, actually, because of the scene I just watched. It was just after Aaron dies, and what's her name? Lori, I think her name is. She sees Ghost Aaron in the hospital room, like shirtless by the window.
Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, that was. Ooh, that was kind of goofy. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The character played by David Cronenberg is named Dr. Philip K. Decker, a reference to sci-fi author, Philip K. Dick. And Deckard was the last name of the protagonist in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was turned into Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Great book, great movie. I love Philip K. Dick. His writing is so good. I don't know if you're much of a... are you a fan of Dick?
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever fucking read any Philip K. Dick.
It's his writing style is weird. Like, it's very...
Was Paycheck Philip K. Dick?
No. Paycheck was not. Minority Report. What was it?
I absolutely.
The Man in the High Tower.
Yeah. I've watched the first season of that show, but I've never seen the movie Paycheck. But the story, was it also called Paycheck?
I don't know.
Hold on.
But anyway, like Philip K. Dick's writing style is very kind of strange. It's like, if I had to think of a word to describe it, it's like angular. Like, there's not a whole lot of like it doesn't. It's not very smooth storytelling. Mm-hmm. But his ideas are just so good.
And for the record, it is Philip K. Dick's story, Paycheck.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
A novelette written by Philip K. Dick on July 31st, 1952.
Well, you learned something new every day.
That's a really cool story.
Lylesburg's voice was originally redubbed by an anonymous German actor for the correct accent, much to Doug Bradley's annoyance. So they reverse Vadered him.
All right. The guy we got sucks, so we're going to go with the actor, I guess. The old reverse Vader.
I mean, how are you going to redub Doug Bradley's voice? His voice is so good.
Yeah. He's fucking Pinhead.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've never seen any, like, I guess you might be able to find, like, on YouTube or something, like the footage of the original Darth Vader voice, but it's...
Oh, I've seen it. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Good. Thank God for James Earl Jones.
Right? Yeah. For more than one reason, by the way.
Not just for Thulsa Doom.
That's like number one, but David Cronenberg wrote the script for Naked Lunch in his spare time when he wasn't acting in this movie.
All right.
Yeah. That's how you know that you're like a super creative, because you're spending all this time acting in a movie and writing a completely different movie at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. This movie's making movies, yo.
Yeah. 20th Century Fox drastically cut this film at the last minute prior to its theatrical release, omitting most of the graphic violence and completely deleting rock singer Susie Quattro's role from the final print. Moreover, the movie was misleadingly advertised as another standard slasher feature, which it 100% is not.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
So basically, Fox fucked up again, which unsurprisingly, because they do that to a lot of movies.
They're quite adept at that, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking bastards. I don't know why they can't just I guess you have to change certain things to make it add the mass appeal, because you're doing this kind of investment into something.
Mm-hmm.
But to change it so much that you're actually basically destroying the vision that you signed up,
fucking it up.
You signed on for this. He presented this idea for this movie. You said yes. He presents you with that movie, and you go, I guess we'll change this around, change that around.
I want to say they famously also did that with Alien Resurrection, which, who knows, Joss Whedon has a kind of spotty track record.
Yeah. Oh, well, Fox does him dirty, too. So.
Yeah.
Can't believe how badly they fucked Firefly.
Yeah,
I'm still mad about that.
I didn't even think about that. That's 100% true. You know what? We're going to just air these out of order. And we're done after one season.
Yeah. How come nobody's watching this? Oh, probably because the story doesn't make sense, because you're showing episode 3, then episode 5, and then episode 10. Douche. So, Narcisse, I think I'm saying that right?
Yeah.
Is named after Clarvius Narcisse, the only documented Haitian zombie in history.
Huh. All right.
I remember hearing about that story at some point. It might have been on a podcast I was listening to.
Isn't that the story of Serpent in the Rainbow? Isn't that based on that story, I think?
No, because it might be. But Serpent in the Rainbow was about a white dude going to basically voodoo land and becoming involved in that.
Right.
So it was a little different.
I'm thinking of something else then, maybe.
Could be. Man, Serpent in the Rainbow is a good fucking movie, though.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah. That's one of Wes Craven's, sleepers.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about that.
Yeah, that does not get talked about enough.
No, it really doesn't. Let's see here. We have some interesting casting possibilities here. Rutger Hauer and Christopher Lambert were both considered for the role of Boone before Craig Sheffer got the part.
Whew.
I don't know that either one of those would have been better.
Yeah.
Lambert, maybe.
That's a big maybe.
Because I think he would have been a little too old by this point.
Yeah, this is like circa Highlander 2.
Yeah, and Rutger Hauer would have been way too fucking old for this.
Yeah, movie. I don't see him in that. Yeah, exactly. He's old and he just doesn't fit that look of the character.
Yeah, he could have been great as actually both of them could have been great as any of the Nightbreed.
Yeah.
Any of those main characters, they could have nailed that for sure. Mark Frost ghost wrote the screenplay for Nightbreed. But Clive Barker wrote the book,
the source material
that it's based on. Yeah, which I guess that's all right. It's gotta suck to be like a ghost writer for a lot of stuff like that, knowing that you're not really ever gonna get.
I'm doing all the work,
the full credit that you deserve.
Clive's gonna get the credit.
Yeah, but you definitely get the paycheck for it.
Oi, my name's going on this.
You write it, I'll take the credit. Where were we? During the opening credits sequence, the camera pans over a wall with art by Ralph McQuarrie. And according to the director's cut video commentary, that wall was broken into pieces when the sets were demolished.
Oh, Jesus.
And Clive Barker was very upset because he apparently would have loved to have taken wall segments home and preserved them.
Ralph McQuarrie, like, if anybody doesn't know, is like probably the most like famous like Hollywood, like he did like the story stuff for like Star Wars and stuff like that, I believe.
I think you're right.
I'm blanking on the other stuff, but like, I mean, that's a big enough credit right there.
Yeah, that'll do it. Well, why don't we find out for sure?
To the internet.
That's right. Ralph McQuarrie was an American conceptual designer and illustrator. Let's see, he did stuff for Star Wars, Star Trek, the original Battlestar Galactica. He designed the alien ships for Close Encounters and E.T. He was concept artist for Cocoon. He did work for Raiders.
Yeah. So he did the concept art for like everything you love, probably.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Filmography. Star Wars, Close Encounters, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars Holiday Special, Empire Strikes Back.
Keep going.
Raiders, E.T., Return of the Jedi, Cocoon, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, Batteries Not Included, Nightbreed, Back to the Future, The Ride.
Wow.
And he was in Empire Strikes Back as General McQuarrie.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So the dude has done some shit that you have 100% seen.
And is in the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah. In a tie-in documentary, Clive Barker relates that the producers expressed a concern that the monsters are the good guys. And Barker replied, "That's the point."
Yeah, that's kind of the whole story.
That is the crux of the story. Like, they are in hiding because they were persecuted, because they're different. It's a story about acceptance. Like,
you should accept that.
Yeah. Like, and knowing Clive Barker, you could, I don't know if it does, but you could correlate that to, an acceptance or, not acceptance, wanting acceptance for homosexuality or racism, things like that. He's not secret. He's a gay man, and a lot of his writing focuses on that lifestyle and things like that. So it's not hard to kind of connect the dots with that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like they're not horrible monsters who are going around just like causing mayhem. They're in hiding because they were persecuted, and they want to live.
Yeah, they just want to do their own thing, like not bother anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Not their fault that they're fucked up monsters. Like, well, maybe it is a little bit. I don't know.
Look, everybody's got their shit, all right? Let them work through it.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's got baggage. Fuck off. And our last little fact here, the knife that Decker uses to kill his victims is a Liston knife, a surgical blade used for amputation, which has also become associated with Jack the Ripper due to its appearance in From Hell from 2001.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a giant chef knife, basically.
Yeah, that knife is almost as iconic as the mask that he's wearing in this movie.
Yeah, it's really like just a nasty looking knife.
Oh, it's really fucking crazy looking. By the way, From Hell I love that movie.
I have to give that another shot. I don't think I've seen that since it was first out.
Have you read the comic?
No, I have not.
Dude, it is one of Alan Moore's best works. Yeah, it's so good.
I gotta read that. So that was it for the trivia.
I think that's it for the trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving right along.
Is there anybody that's better known for being something else in this movie?
Actually, yes. There was someone who the whole movie. I'll jump right to him since we're on that topic. The detective. I'm like, where do I know this guy from? Like he's.
I don't know, but he looks like Top Cop. You remember that cartoon?
I don't.
Oh my god.
Oh, Cops. Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. He does look like him. But audiences will most probably best know him as Captain Panaka in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
What?
Hello.
Huh. Hello.
Oh. Damn, I thought that would get a reaction at least.
I was stunned.
Yeah, the whole movie, I'm like, where is this guy? Where do I know this guy? He is Captain Panaka, who's only in the first one for some reason. I don't know why he wasn't in like episode 2 or 3.
I don't know. Oh, to make room for Jar Jar.
More Jar Jar. Actually, less Jar Jar. But let's see, other notable stuff he has been in. Looks like he's been in a lot of like Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream, Titus Andronicus. He is in Highlander. Sunda.
The show or the movie?
What's that?
The show or the movie?
The movie. Sunda Castigier. I do not remember him.
I don't remember too many of the peripheral characters in Highlander.
Yeah, no.
Pretty much just the main
McLeod
three.
and the Kurgan. And Sean Connery.
Yeah. You know, the Spaniard with the Scottish accent.
Let's see. He was in a MacGyver TV movie. Star Wars episode. He's in Wing Commander. The same year he's in Star Wars Episode 1. So he's really going for that sci-fi dollar that year, 1999.
That movie fucking sucks so bad.
Yeah, it is very bad.
I was actually kind of mad that we watched that.
Oh, another show popping up from last episode. Looks like he was on yet another spin-off of Holby City. Casualty
Get
at
out
Holby
of here.
City. And he's a British actor, so he has the prerequisite role on Doctor Who. And let's see, he's in Othello, Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, he's in Fantastic Beasts, the second one, Crimes of Grindelwald, which was a better movie than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I didn't mind either one of those. I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. Like, my wife and children adore them, so they're constantly on in my house. And I'm sick and tired of them. But I don't hate them.
Yeah.
But those Fantastic Beasts movies were pretty good.
The first one I wasn't like too big on, but I thought the second one was really, really good.
Yeah.
And again, Holby City popping up again. This dude was on where did it go? 635 episodes of Holby City.
God.
Yeah, that was
damn.
between 2001 and 2020. And that's pretty much...
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, 635. Over 19 years. That's like almost 30-something episodes a year. So they're probably doing like... Yeah, maybe just like a giant season and like with a big break in the middle every year.
Yeah.
British TV is weird. You're either on for like 1 or 2 seasons or like 1,000 seasons.
Yeah. And the seasons are strange too, because they either run super long or they're like 5 episodes.
Yeah, like not even 5. It's always like a weird number, like 7.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Like, I think Black Books had like a short, like 4 super short seasons.
Yeah.
Maybe like 10 episodes a season.
Let's see. Moving on, we have Craig Sheffer, who's been in a lot of stuff. As far as anything more well known than this,
He was the guy. He played Boone.
yeah,
right?
he was Aaron Boone. He was a voice on the Teen Wolf cartoon from 1986 to 1987.
Oh my god, I forgot they did that.
Yeah. He was in A River Runs Through It. Fire in the Sky, which I remember liking that. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's based on the Travis Walton alien abduction.
Oh yeah. I know he's not. But the only thing that I could think of when I was watching this, it was like, is he the guy that played Jigsaw in Punisher Warzone? And he's not.
No, he's not.
He fucking looks just like him. Looks just like him.
Yeah, I forget that guy's name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yep. I love that movie, by the way. I shouldn't. Nobody should. It's
That
not
movie
great.
angered me the first time I saw it, and then like,
I fucking loved how violent it was.
yeah, somebody was like, treated it as like Batman 66, like it's a comedy. I'm like, all right, like I enjoyed it a little bit more.
When he blows that one guy up who's doing parkour with the fucking rocket launcher.
Oh man. Let's see. It looks like the last notable thing he was in this most recent season of American Horror Story. He played Richard Nixon in the flashback part of like the Alien storyline. Moving on.
That is it. Okay, so I haven't watched anything past the first season of American Horror Story, but it feels like that show goes off the rails every single season.
Oh, absolutely. Like this most recent season, like they had this idea where they're going to split it into 2 halves. Like the first half was about like these not even vampires, more like ghouls, kind of like these people, like this woman invents this pill that like gives you talent, but only like if you have like a little bit of like if you have a little bit of talent, it'll make you like the most talented at that thing that you can do. And if you have like no talent at all, you become like a ghoul, like just like a mindless ghoul. And it was just,
that's stupid.
It was just dumb. It was fucking dumb. And then like the second half was like an alien storyline, and it started off like I was actually into it. It was like it was in black and white, and it was set in like the 50s or 60s or whatever. And it was like this story about how like I'm sorry, it might have even been like an area of not Area 51, like a Roswell type of thing where they like, you know, they found aliens at Roswell. Like they captured like the alien queen or whatever, and like they made a deal with her for like technology, and then like all right, I can kind of get into this. Like it's cool because she's got all these cool like psychic powers and like you know just killing people. And then like they cut to the present day, and it's like a bunch of douchebag kids like being assholes, and like I'm out.
So they took all the fun
like the
right
coolest
out of it.
part like was just like a small like part of it. Like all the flashback parts were cool. Like I was even like I'm down for this. Like just the whole thing could be in black and white. Like it'd be really cool and like retro. Yeah. Yeah,
Fuck that.
I like that show is just so fucking like, oh, it's frustrating. Anyway,
So what else has he been in?
that's it for Craig Sheffer. We're moving on to David Cronenberg, who we mentioned, you know, just a master of like science horror kind of. You can't even like science body horror is like I guess what you could call it.
Yeah,
he is in.
it's gross futurism.
He's got like actually a pretty extensive acting resume.
Really?
He is in, let's see, nothing big recently, but he was in a couple episodes of the show Alias. He's in Jason X.
Ew.
The Stupids. I remember that. That was a Tom Arnold movie.
Oh man, that was bad.
He's in The Fly, his own movie. Yeah,
Was he
and
really?
Videodrome. But as far as directing, that's where
I love Videodrome.
I don't think I've ever seen it. If I have, it's like not since maybe the late 80s, early 90s.
You need to. Like, I cannot recommend that movie enough.
He directed Eastern Promises.
Yeah.
This is 100% not body horror.
Well, I mean, if you think about seeing Viggo,
I was gonna say if you count
dick,
seeing Viggo Mortensen's dick get into a knife fight, then yeah, I guess that is body horror.
the movie's fucking
Yeah,
great.
that was a really good movie. It's about the Russian mob. Like Viggo Mortensen plays this Russian mobster, and like, yeah,
Like the most badass Russian mobster.
man, that's a movie I haven't seen in a long time.
I might have to go back to that one. Yeah.
Just skip the sauna scene.
Fuck that, dude. That knife fight was amazing. I think he wins because everybody's scared of his cock.
He did A History of Violence too, which is another awesome Viggo Mortensen movie.
Yeah. Did you ever read that comic?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a good one. So it's all these like different vignettes of different, just like super violent stories. A lot of like gangster stories and shit like that.
It's like an anthology. All right.
So good. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I gotta watch that again. That was a good movie. History of Violence. We mentioned Existenz. But this like video game system with like living parts to it. Naked Lunch we mentioned. Dead Ringers. He directed an episode of Friday the 13th, the series. Which
that show was
not good. I remember watching it despite that. The Fly we mentioned, The Dead Zone, Videodrome, Scanners.
Oh, I forgot he did The Dead Zone.
The Brood. Is it the vampire movie with David Bowie?
Yes, I think
Oliver
so.
Reed. Let's see. No, I do not see David Bowie in this cast.
No, I think that might have been The Breed.
Oh, okay. Breed, whatever. And let's see where. Oh yeah. Any other? Am I forgetting anything? I don't want to sell them short. But those are the big ones that most people have probably heard of.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Anne Bobby, who played Lori. She's actually done a lot of voice work recently. She was in Red Dead Redemption 2. She's in a couple of the BioShock games. BioShock 2, the first one actually also. A couple of the DLCs, BioShock Infinite.
I have to go back and play those. I have them.
I just recently started playing BioShock Remastered. She was on 3 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. Looks like she's in a couple of... she's the person this week who's been killing it on TV quietly, even though we don't really remember her. She was in a couple flavors of Law and Order. She was on a couple episodes of Mad About You, The Cosby Mysteries.
Was she on our show? Was she on it?
Wait, I thought she was the one. She is not the person. I just spoiled it. We do have it this week.
We do have one.
Yeah. Anything else? Spencer for Hire. Cop Rock. Oh, she's on all 11 episodes of Cop Rock.
That sounds terrible.
It was a musical cop show created by Stephen Bochco, the creator of NYPD Blue.
I have feelings about
famously horrible.
So we're gonna watch it.
It was a punchline on like late night talk shows for years.
Was it really?
Yeah. Let's see. Charles Hayde. He was the racist sheriff. If you want, well, yeah, definitely race. They're a different race of people.
Yeah.
I'll get right to it. He was on 2 episodes of Murder, She Wrote.
Fuck yeah.
Looks like in 1989 and 1990. So Monster, She Wrote is back this week.
Back, baby. We had to take a BBC break last week.
Yeah, we went British last week. So, yeah. Back to good old American entertainment.
That's right.
But this dude's been in TV and movies since like the 70s, going back to Gunsmoke in 1974.
Holy
after that, some
shit.
Barney Miller. Kung Fu, the series.
Have you watched any of that? Like, I mean, probably not lately, but
Yeah.
within the past, decade
Definitely
or
not
so.
in the past decade, for sure.
That show does not hold up.
He was in the Amazing Spider-Man TV show, which I remember watching. They played it on Sci-Fi. I want to say like in the late 90s. The Wonder Woman series, BJ and the Bear, fine entertainment featuring a monkey.
Man and a monkey.
Formula for entertainment success.
That's right. It's no any which way but loose, but BJ and the Bear is pretty solid.
Hill Street Blues. Anything? Oh, the Twilight Zone. The 80s Twilight Zone pops up a lot on here. I've noticed.
It really does. I feel like I have to go back and watch that because like so many people from so many different things were in it. Like it.
Yeah, I remember like liking that show. I used to watch it with my dad. It used to be on, I want to say like 7 o'clock or something. Like it was on like at a weird time. And yeah, I remember we would watch it. The Hitchhiker, another Twilight Zone kind of clone that pops up on here a lot. NYPD Blue. This dude's been around. Karen Cisco. I think that one's popped up on here. I dug that show. It was only on for a season. It's Karen Cisco is a character created by Elmore Leonard. It was one of my favorite writers.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a giant heart on.
Absolutely. Give me like a crime story about like scumbags and like con men. Like give me like I want all that.
Yeah.
People screwing people over and like shooting people. Like I want it. Just all of that.
So is his writing kind of like the new wave of like crime noir? Like
yeah, I would say it's like newer, like
a
detective stories. Like a lot of it's like, the dude gets hired as like a bodyguard or something like that. And one of my favorites was called, I think it was called The Game. It's about like this millionaire, like he, I forget how he fits it. It's been like 20 years since I read it, but like basically this millionaire is like hunting people and like this detective has to like find out what's going on and like try to stop him. That was a good one. Get Shorty is another like classic. It's an awesome movie too. Be Cool, the sequel, good book, not so great movie. Like a ton of Out of Sight is another one of my favorites. I think that's one of his best adaptations.
Yeah.
But moving on.
I'll have to look more.
Yeah, I am a huge fan. Like I would
to get some like audio.
Yeah, when I was like in college, I could easily put down like one of those books every 3 days. Like I was just tearing through them.
Oh shit.
We mentioned Doug Bradley, obviously best known as Pinhead in the Hellraiser movies.
Fuck yeah.
We talked about him on that episode. He's been all over the place, like just because like, he's known as Doug Bradley. He's the Pinhead guy.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not going to go over that just because we've done it before.
Yeah, I don't remember if we mentioned it in the Hellraiser episode, but he did voice work in this weird ass animated movie that also had Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth in it,
right,
doing voice work. Yeah, it was weird. It was like giant robots and heavy metal and like demons and shit.
He looks like he's in a series of like Lovecraft like animated things also, unless these are movies.
Really?
Howard
the titles?
Lovecraft, though, and the Kingdom of Madness. Howard Lovecraft and the Undersea Kingdom.
I think that's a live action show.
Oh, okay.
Or it might have been like made for TV movies or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah. It just says video after it. He's done some voice work in Star Wars games, too. So he plays the Emperor. It does not like Emperor Palpatine. Looks like an older Emperor. Pitate.
You got me swinging. I am not up to snuff on my Star Wars lore. We have friends who take care of that for me.
Moving on. Catherine Chevalier. Doesn't have much. Why did I save this one? Not sure.
Got to be something hilarious.
Yeah, she was in Hellraiser 2. Maybe that's why I saved it. But other than that, really, like, nothing notable. Maybe. She's Tiffany's mother in Hellraiser 2.
Okay.
And then we have Malcolm Smith, who was, for a second, he's the dude at the end. For a second, I thought he was David Cronenberg's character who, like, came back as a monster or something. I don't know why I got that. Like, I was just kind of, like, I don't know, out of it at that point, I guess.
I don't know. Which one
Ashbury?
was it?
He's the dude at the very end who's, like, in a suit. He's got the bald head. I think his head is even, like, pulsating. And he
was the priest.
That's who it was. Okay, the priest. Okay, yeah. I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was the psychiatrist, but no, he's the priest. Okay.
Yeah, because Baphomet's blood or whatever hit him in the face and it burned him.
Okay.
He had that cool.
I was going to say that makes sense, but that doesn't make sense. I just get it
now. Yeah, I understand.
And then finally, we mentioned Clive Barker, the director of this movie, known for so many things, the writer of so many horror movies that you're probably a fan of if you're listening to us.
Yeah.
We mentioned
read his fucking books. Like that's all I can tell you. Like just. Ugh.
We won't go over him again just because we went into him in depth on the Hellraiser episode. Yeah. But I mean, Candyman, the Hellraiser movies. Just go check out Clive Barker. If you're listening to us, you know who he is.
Yeah, but like if you like your horror with a healthy dose of sexuality and perverse like nature,
Clive's your guy.
That's gonna be your go-to guy. Yeah.
And I'm still like shocked. He only has directed 3 like full-length movies.
Yeah, that is
or possibly
weird.
4. Clive Barker's Salome and The Forbidden. Hour and 18 minutes. Yeah.
I think that's like a retrospective on his career or something, like the start of his career.
Okay. So technically, yeah.
So like maybe he's directed it. I don't know.
He still says the director. But Lord of Illusions, Nightbreed, and Hellraiser.
Rawhead Rex. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he directed Rawhead Rex.
It is not in the credits.
No shit. So I've been living a lie.
He's not even listed as a producer on Rawhead Rex. Just the writer.
It just must have wrote it then. Weird.
But that will do it for the Better Known As segment this week.
Yeah. Let me hit this crapshoot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we have left to say. Like, it's I will say, like I said before, I'm really excited for the series now. Like, now that I've seen this movie, like I am hyped that they're making a series out of this because, like, especially now, like I really hope they don't overdo CGI. Like, give me some practical monsters. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, give me a good story.
And I hope they don't try to go like too horror movie with it.
Yeah, stick to this tone, like kind of fantasy-ish, you know?
Yeah. Like, yeah, I love the fact that, like, you could definitely classify this as a horror movie. Just because of how dark it is in nature. but at the heart of it, it's really not. Like it's a fantasy movie, and in the same way like Pan's Labyrinth is kind of a horror movie because it's got that like just that really dark.
Yeah, but that's way more of a fantasy movie.
But it's got that whimsy to it, which this has in buckets, you know. Is there like an update on like the progress that they've made on that, or is it still
I think it just says post-production? Hold on, I just had it up. Where is?
Oh, post-production?
Yeah, which means they're doing the editing and like sound and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
Here we go, Clive Barker. Let's see, what did it say? Oh no, it just says announced. Hellraiser's in post-production.
Oh, okay. Oh, the reboot thing? No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, Clive Barker listed as the writer of the Hellraiser. Is it I think we ask this every time we bring it up. Is it a movie or is it a series?
Yeah, I want to say series.
I'm pretty sure it's a series.
I really do.
It just says reboot of the horror film. Doesn't say series. It's horror thriller.
Huh?
See,
I don't want to reboot. Like, I love that movie just the way it was. And I don't want a polished version of it. I love that movie, warts and all. Like, it's for me.
Yeah, like if you want to play in the sandbox, like build on the universe, like. But yeah.
Which is, I mean, the kind of what they did, further on in the story. Like they do some of the stuff in the fourth movie, they do stuff in the past and things like that, and like the history of the box and stuff like that, which is great. But I don't know, man. So it's solid to say like this is your favorite Clive Barker.
Oh yeah, absolutely, hands down. Yeah, I dug this movie. Like I said, I'm psyched for the series now.
Yeah, I don't think anything will topple Hellraiser for me, and even like knowing that maybe certain movies are better than it. There's just like this sentimental value that I have with Hellraiser that it's always going to be my favorite Clive Barker.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Candyman is probably a close second, though.
Oh man, David Cronenberg is so weird in this movie. So weird.
Yeah, he really fucking is. I will never not love that mask.
That is really good. Cool. I mean, like that mask alone could carry like a movie, like just having that be the serial killer. And,
hell yeah!
It's just a small like taste of what's going on in this movie.
Yeah, I think I want to try to find a replica of that mask or something. Be sick. Maybe like a little desktop statue or something.
Anyway, I think that might be a good point to wrap this up.
Yeah. Hey, we like Nightbreed.
we keep painting ourselves into that corner every time we talk about a movie we really like. It's really good. That's all you need to know.
Watch it. You'll enjoy it.
But yeah, folks, thanks for listening. Check us out on the socials. We're at dumb_monsters on Twitter.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, you remembered one. What's our email address?
I have no fucking clue. bigdumbmonsters@gmail.com.
100%
All right,
correct.
2 for 2.
Yeah. Hey, and you can find us on Facebook at Big Dumb Monsters Pod, and find us on Slasher, Big Dumb Monsters Podcast. And as always, our website, www.bigdumbmonsterspodcast.com. And wherever you are listening to us, if you could rate and review, that would help other people find our show and keep this keep this train a rolling.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening, folks.
Yeah. Bye-bye.